Hello, I'm Trace,
And I'm Sam.
and we're happy to see you, and this is From Our Perspective. Happy holiday season, everyone.
Yep.
And welcome to the 44th episode of From Our Perspective. Just had Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving, Sam?
It was good.
It was good. Anything of note? What was your favorite dish?
There was a really good apple or Dutch apple pie. So that was probably my favorite thing.
Did you know that there are people in this world, and I learned this recently, and I always push it to the back of my mind. There are people in this world that put like sliced cheese on pie, specifically apple pie.
Oh, God, why?
Do you know about that?
I feel like I might have done the same thing as you. I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't remember it.
There are monsters. Let me say that there are monsters in this world that
Monsters
do
are real.
that, and they put like American singles on their pie.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I understand. Like, here's the thing. Melted cheese, mwah, mwah,
Yeah.
delicious. But so I can see like that thought. Like, what if I put cheese on this pie? Make this party a nightmare.
I can't see that.
No, I can see like the thought process. Like, I like melted cheese. I also like pie.
Put them together. That's not how it works.
Well, Sam, there are a lot of stupid people in this world.
That's true.
So I'm just saying. I see the thought process, but I don't see how
Unless
like
one
that.
of our listeners does that, in which case you're not stupid. You just need to stop.
You're not like overall stupid. You're like, when it comes to cuisine, you're stupid.
Stop ruining pie.
Stop ruining pie and cheese. Like I said, I can see the thought process, like the cheese and like the pie. I like these two things. Maybe they're good together. I don't see how that snowballed into enough people doing it to where I have heard about it.
Yeah.
In the recent years.
Does somebody in your family do that?
No, I don't remember how I heard about it. It was probably something on the internet. But then again, last episode we did see some weird things, like weird recipes on the internet.
That may or may not have been real.
But I know that the cheese thing is real.
Yeah.
But yeah. My Thanksgiving, also good. Let me think. My favorite dish. Oh, there was like a sweet potato casserole that my brother's girlfriend made that was really good.
That does sound good.
Really good. Really good. Have you ever had a Watergate salad?
No.
It's like a dessert. It's weird. It's one of those things that's from like the 50s that you're like, is this like meant to be consumed? But I like it.
Did you say Watergate? Like Nixon?
Yeah. Like
Any
that whole
relation?
thing. I think I looked it up last year. I don't remember the relation. I don't think there was much of one. But it was something my great grandma always used to make. And I didn't used to like it, but now I do. It's weird. Yeah. It's also called green salad, some people call it. It's got like green jello, pineapples, and marshmallows.
I would argue that all salad is green.
Yeah, but this is like a radioactive, like lime green type thing, because it's like lime green yellow or jello.
Whoa. Wow.
But anyway, so yeah, my Thanksgiving was good. Nothing of note here either. I will say, I've seen probably the most movies I've ever seen in a weekend this weekend.
Really?
Like going to the movies.
Oh, okay.
I saw the new Mr. Rogers movie. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
How was that? Good, I assume.
It was good. It was really good. It was a feel-good type thing. You know, of course it was. It was Mr. Rogers. Tom Hanks, phenomenal. Loved the part where Batman showed up. That was pretty cool. Mr. Cool. Rogers. Yeah, Mr. Rogers had to help him kind of come to grips with like his parents' death.
Yeah, it was very touching.
Yeah. I also saw Knives Out.
Yeah.
Which that one was good as well. It was a whodunit.
See, I was very interested in it, and then I saw a preview, and written and directed by Rian Johnson, and I was like,
I saw that at the
I'm
end,
less
and I was
excited.
I saw that at the very end of the movie, and I was like, so he did this, and it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It was not bad. It was actually really good.
Well, it's got an amazing cast of people. There's like 8 million celebrities.
It's a whodunit murder mystery type thing, and it does have like so. There's like there's a big reveal, and it pretty much gets the whole audience thinking the same. Like you have to, and then the twist at the end still comes, and it's great.
So he's still twisting things. Is that just what he does?
Yeah, but it was
M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, no, like there's always a twist in a whodunit.
I guess that's true.
But yeah, all-star cast, Activia Lady, Chris Evans is in it. That's like everyone.
If you're gonna call her Activia Lady, you have to call him Captain America.
Well, sometimes I forget her name. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I forget her name. I always remember her.
You have to call him by the other characters that they've played. James Bond is in there.
Oh yeah, James
Activia
Bond
Lady,
is in there.
Captain America.
There are other people I recognize.
Was Michael Shannon? What has he been? He was the.
Who's Michael Shannon?
Michael Shannon was in the movie. I don't know what he is in relation to Knives Out.
I don't want to like take a second to look up who Michael Shannon was because I don't remember.
Oh, okay. He was Zod in the Man of Steel.
Oh, was he?
He was in the movie that you saw.
I feel like I remember him. I did see it. I do promise I did see it. But yeah, there was a second twist, like a quarter or a third away through the movie. Chris Evans calls Mjolnir and he wields it, so that was pretty cool. He wields Mjolnir again, but he's not Captain America in this movie, so it was weird. I was like, okay, that's weird. And he has lightning powers again. I was like, okay, so this isn't like a callback thing. This is like, or a little Easter egg. And then there was this whole fight scene, and he's like wielding Mjolnir, and I was just a little confused. I
think that's
understandable. Overall, it was still pretty good.
Well, how about that?
How about that? You seen any cool movies? Oh, Michael Shannon. Yeah, I know who he is. I had to look him up.
There you go.
I was kind of pitter-pattering. Yeah. He was one of the suspects, of course.
Yeah.
He was like the son of the person who... Everyone in the movie is related to the person who got murdered. He was like one of the sons. Mm-hmm. He had this weird thing that I was really confused about, where in the movie he had a cane, and I was like, okay, he has a cane and whatever. He's like a 40, probably like midlife man, 40-something.
Midlife man. That's usually how they say it.
Yeah. But he also had like a ankle boot, and I was like, why do you need a cane if you have the boot? Isn't the boot like enough on its own? Or am I just an idiot? Do I not know how these things work?
I really don't.
Good, thanks.
I don't know. What do you want me
to say?
Insight. Here, I'll lie.
Make something up.
Actually, he does need the boot. Because...
You remember how I made two things up for both of the movies I saw?
Yeah, but I didn't see them, so...
So you don't know if I'm lying or not. What if you go see these movies, both of these movies, and both of the things I said actually happened?
That'd be pretty weird.
There was a weird part in the Mr. Rogers movie where I did think it was going to turn into like this weird thriller type thing.
That does sound weird.
Yeah, and that's actually the truth. I was very confused at one part. But it kind of made sense, I guess.
Kinda.
It was weird because like the whole movie, parts of the movie is framed like a Mr. Rogers episode. So like you're introduced to the story as if it were an episode of Mr. Rogers. And then there's like this part that ties into like the story of the movie. Mm-hmm. And you're like a little caught off guard. And then and sometimes it'll come back it'll go to the narrative of the movie, and then it'll come back to the episode. So, like, some points you're thinking, like, is Mr. Rogers, like, an all-knowing God type thing?
That
but
sounds
anyway.
kind of odd, yeah.
Both of those movies were really good. Mr. Rogers, feel-good movie. Probably the best feel-good movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
Knives Out. A very interesting whodunit. Don't see much of those anymore. At least not good ones.
No, not really.
No. But... into the topic. Let's get into it.
Let's hop in.
Let's hop into this thing. We're going to be talking about, since it is Cyber Monday today, we're going to be talking about Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're saying, why shouldn't we talk about Cyber Monday? Because I don't care.
Okay.
Day after Thanksgiving, and I don't know if this is like all over the world or just in some places, definitely in America, everything everywhere is like, we will give you all of our shit for a discounted price if you come to our stores and fight over this shit that we have.
You come here and trample people
for like 50% off. We'll give it to you for free if you just come and, like, make sure that you have killed 3 people by the time you get to the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
It's always TVs. Like, every time I hear someone talk about, like, Black Friday or Cyber Monday, they're always like, there's this new Ford LED 50-inch television, smart TV. And you're like, why is it always TVs? Why is it nothing else?
I don't know. Maybe people want TVs. I think it's a big, expensive thing that people don't want to splurge for.
And it's like something that everyone uses nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy thing. Like, literally, I know the day of recording this, it's not Black Friday, but there are still deals. Like, there are deals from now until Christmas.
Yeah.
But, like, my brother, sorry, I had to cough. My brother went and looked at TVs. I was like, okay, this is weird.
He didn't buy
but
them.
yeah.
He just looked at them.
Well, he was just seeing if he wanted to buy one.
TV watching.
Any of them that were TV watching is my favorite. One of my favorite things to do.
He's got his binoculars.
Yeah, he's got binoculars.
Like
he's
a fake bush in the middle of Walmart.
in the middle of Walmart, like, just like sketching these TVs that he sees and like noting.
They're like getting a drink from water.
They're moving. TVs are alive until we put them in boxes.
Yeah, it's like Toy Story.
They roam. They roam the African plain. But so we're gonna talk about Black Friday, the origin, some of the history, and then of course we're gonna get to the violence and the chaos.
Of course. We didn't see any of that one time we went.
I was gonna wait to talk about that until the end, like when we talk about the violence and the chaos.
Then. Just forget what I said then.
Yeah, everyone forget about that.
Yeah.
We have some shocking Black Friday news for you. That's how we get more listening time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Origin of the term Black Friday. Now, this all comes from Wikipedia, just because I felt like it had enough. So, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
For centuries, the adjective black has been applied to days upon which calamities... Well, it is in quotation marks. For centuries, the adjective black has been applied to days upon which calamities occurred. Many events have been described as Black Friday, although the most significant such event in American history was the Panic of 1869, which occurred when financiers Jay Gould and James Fisk took advantage of their connections with the Grant administration in an attempt to corner the gold market. I don't care.
Is that I don't think that's where it comes from, though.
No, I don't think so. The earliest known use of Black Friday to refer to the day after Thanksgiving occurred in the journal Factory Management and Maintenance for November 1951 and again in 1952.
Interesting.
Here it is referred to the practice of workers calling in sick on the day after Thanksgiving in order to have a 4-day weekend. However, this use does not appear to have caught on. Around the same time, the terms Black Friday and Black Saturday came to be used by police in Philadelphia and Rochester to describe the crowds and traffic congestion accompanying the start of the Christmas shopping season.
So basically, it means shitty Friday.
It's like Bad Friday. This is someone misheard it. Someone was like, "Oh man, it's Bad Friday's coming up," and
Did you say Black Friday?
Did you just say Black Friday? Are you a racist? No. So it started as like a thing to say all these workers are calling in sick.
But that didn't catch on, it said.
That it didn't catch on, and then also police officers were talking about the traffic.
And that one didn't catch on either.
Apparently didn't catch on. In 1961, the city and merchants of Philadelphia attempted to improve conditions in public relations. Expert recommended rebranding the days Big Friday and Big Saturday. But these terms were Big Friday. I don't see... I mean, how does that really improve the conditions calling it something else?
It just makes it sound less bad.
I mean, I guess so.
I can appreciate a good rebrand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can too, but it's like if you have... This is just like a random analogy. Like, a totally random. If you have, like, a shitty podcast...
And you want to make a slightly less shitty podcast.
And you rebrand it. Like, it doesn't really change the quality of the podcast. Now, the content, if the content changes, then it becomes like a less shitty podcast.
Well, it's questionable.
That's a very random analogy.
Very random one. I
very
agree.
Random. Don't know where that came from.
So when the hell did they start using it to mean sales and people acting like maniacs?
Let's see. Use of the phrase spread slowly.
Hold on. Let
first
me guess
appearing...
the year. I'm going to guess
Okay.
it's either the 80s or 90s, and I'm leaning towards 90s.
Okay.
That's my
80s
guess.
or 90s. Okay. So if it's... We'll just say 90s. That's your guess.
I'm thinking
90s.
that's when it would be.
I don't know, so I'll agree with you.
Cool.
Use of the phrase spread slowly, first appearing in the New York Times on November 29th, 1975, in which it still refers specifically to the busiest shopping day and traffic day of the year. In Philadelphia, although it soon became more widespread, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported in 1985 that retailers in Cincinnati and Los Angeles... Oh, we're still unaware of the term. Why are they reporting on that? Also, it's like a Philadelphia-centric paper, and they're like, these other two cities don't know what the fuck is going on. They're just like, Philadelphia's making fun of other cities.
I don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm mostly confused.
So, apparently it did start to gain popularity in the 80s, talking about, like, the day. As the phrase gained national attention in the early 1980s, merchants objecting to the use of the derisive... I don't know that word. Term. To refer to one of the most important shopping days of the year, suggested an alternate derivation. I don't know that word either. The retailers traditionally operated at a financial loss for most of the year, January through November, and made their profit during the holiday season, beginning on the day after Thanksgiving. When this was recorded in the financial records, once common accounting practices would be... I don't care. Black Friday, under this theory, is the beginning of a period when retailers would no longer be in the red, instead taking the year's profits. So that's what it is. The earliest known published reference to this explanation occurred in the Philadelphia... I don't care about Philadelphia Inquirer. Why does it keep telling me about... Why does it keep telling me about Philly?
The hotspot.
In 2013, an internet rumor alleged that the phrase originated in the American South before the... I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. It's going to start talking about the Civil War in the American South. The day after Thanksgiving, this is the history. So that was the origin. This is the history.
It's very muddled and confused, but let's go.
The origin is basically like when it started out
The
as...
origin is just people decided to just start shopping then?
Well, the
Why?
origin is people said this was like a bad day because there was so much volume of there was a lot of volume of people.
But
And then
like,
and then it
changed,
turned
though.
in and then it turned into this is the start of the term of the year
Yeah.
where retailers get profit.
I don't know if that's true though.
Well, apparently it is.
I just
I don't
feel
know.
like that's right. I don't know.
Well, it's
I don't
saying like of the year. This is like when
the
they're
hell
not.
did they start doing crazy discounts? Is that the history section?
The day after Thanksgiving, I hope so. The day after Thanksgiving is the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season, may be linked together with the idea of Santa Claus parades. What is this article? What is happening? What is happening?
So everybody knows Santa Claus parades. You know, you eat your turkey, you go to bed, you wake up, and there's the Santa Claus parade. What?
Parade celebrating. It's going to explain what a Santa Claus parade
Okay.
is. Parade celebrating Thanksgiving often include an appearance by Santa Claus at the end of the parade, with the idea
Looming.
that Santa has arrived.
God, he's
Or
here.
Santa is just around the corner. I just imagine like this dude,
peering.
this like homeless dude. They're doing like a Macy's Thanksgiving parade, but like one day late. Like they forgot, and then this homeless dude like shows up right behind them, but he's got like a Santa hat on, and he's like naked, and he's like, Santa has arrived.
Santa, why are you naked?
In the late 19th and early 20th century, many Santa and Thanksgiving Day parade. What is happening? Tell me about Black Friday, please. Tell me about
Well,
Black
they're
Friday.
getting to it. They just need to be very roundabout.
I'm just skimming through.
He's
I'm just
skimming.
skimming through.
I
What it like goes from the 30 it goes from 35 to 2015.
What does?
The history.
Well, what happened in 2015?
I'm going to go to the 30s. Thanksgiving Day's relationship to Christmas shopping led to a controversy in the 1930s. Retail stores would have liked to have a longer shopping season, but no store wanted to break with the tradition and be the one to start advertising before Thanksgiving. For this reason, in 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued a presidential proclamation proclaiming Thanksgiving to be the fourth Thursday in November rather than the last Thursday, meaning in some years 1 week earlier in order to lengthen the Christmas shopping season. Most people adopted the president's change, which
What
was
does that
later
have to do with Black Friday, though?
I don't know. In 2015, Amazon held a Prime Day event, and they reported to have better. What?
Oh my God.
What is happening? It doesn't even tell like the fact that there are deals. Like it's not telling. I thought
it
that
acts
this.
like that's not a thing.
It's like deals don't exist.
Deals don't
50% off doesn't exist. Fuck you. Fuck
It's
you,
like,
buddy.
I thought that was the whole appeal. I didn't.
like
It
more-
had nothing to do with traffic or anything like that. I didn't. That's not how I know Black Friday. I know it's shitty, but
No, it's
I thought it
bad.
was because there's so many people there because the deals are so good.
Yeah, I mean, who else? It's like it is the beginning of the Christmas shopping season
That's true.
because
yes.
the deals are so good. But why are the deals so good at the day after Thanksgiving? Like, why do the deals get so good there?
I don't know.
I wish the article would tell me. I
feel
wish
like there was
Wikipedia would tell
like
me.
a controversy a little bit about it, like getting earlier and earlier, like cutting into Thanksgiving.
So they
Wasn't
were
there?
like,
I feel like that was
they
recently.
they said give better deals. It talks about that a little bit. It talks about for many years retailers pushed opening times on Black Friday earlier and earlier, eventually reaching midnight before opening on the evening of Thanksgiving. In 2019, Kmart opened at 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving in order to allow shoppers to avoid Black Friday traffic and return home in time for dinner with their families. 2 years later, a number of retailers began opening at 8 or 9 p.m. on what became diverse. What is this word that they keep using? Known as Black Thursday. In subsequent years, other stores have followed this trend, opening earlier and earlier on Thanksgiving Day or remaining open all day, beginning in the early morning hours. Some retail and media sources have used the term Gray Thursday or Brown Thursday instead.
Brown Thursday. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
In 2014, Black Thursday sales were in general a failure, as overall sales for the holiday weekend fell 11% compared to the previous year, despite heavy traffic at the stores on Thanksgiving night.
I remember that.
In response, a number of retailers decided to go back, closing on Thanksgiving for 2015. And Walmart, although is holding firm open on the holiday and holding its sale, also pledged to offer the same deals online for those who wish to stay home. So yeah, in 2014, everyone was like, shit, this ain't working. Opening earlier and giving more deals. They had the sweet spot of deals. They had like the sweet spot where it's like midnight to like 11:59 p.m. the next day. Like it was like nuts. perfect deals, great. Open on Thanksgiving, worst deals ever. 2 days of deals, crazy. Who wants to keep shopping for 2 days?
Nobody.
No one does.
Nobody.
Let's hear about Black Friday around the world.
Okay,
because I don't know. It talks about, so the countries listed are the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Mexico, Romania, India. There's a lot of countries. A lot of countries do this. Neato.
What if you just listed all of the countries and you didn't know?
All the countries in the world. Yeah. Those like 8 that I just listed are all the countries.
Okay, I didn't know that was the end of the list. You said there's a
no,
lot.
No. There were.
Did
more.
You mean 8 was a lot? Because that's not.
No, there were more.
Yeah.
I kept scrolling. Okay. A neighborhood in Charlotte, North Carolina, this is the United States, is the most trafficked area in the U.S. on Black Friday. Black Friday is a shopping day for combinations of regions.
You'd think it'd be Philadelphia.
Yeah, they love Black Friday for some reason. Anyone from Philly, just tell us why your city loves Black Friday so much.
Or at least why the newspaper obsessed with it?
Yeah, at least why the Philadelphia Inquirer is just so in love with Black Friday. As the first day after the last major holiday before Christmas, it marks the unofficial. That's kind of like dissing like the holidays in between, like Kwanzaa and Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Okay, good job everywhere. Good job, yeah. Planet Earth. It marks the unofficial beginning of the Christmas shopping season. Additionally, many employers give their employees a day off as part of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend in order to take advantage of this. Virtually all retailers in the country, big and small, offer various sales, including limited amounts of doorbusters, door crashers, door smashers items to entice traffic. It just keeps listing off like ways to break a door.
Door crashers, door smashers, door blasters,
door slicers, door dicers,
door
burners. How many ways can you
stabbers?
destroy a door? Door strabbers, door. The early 2010s have seen retailers extend beyond normal. Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
In 2010, Toys R Us began their Black Friday sales at 10 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, we talked about this. Everyone keeps pushing it back.
Out of business?
I guess, I don't know. Canada. Let's talk about Canada.
Canada.
The large population centers on Lake Ontario in the lower mainland in Canada have always attracted cross-border shopping into the U.S. states. And as Black Friday became... Yeah?
People from Canada go to the United States, or people from the United States go to Canada?
I think it's saying Canada and the United States.
You didn't answer my question.
Like Canadians go... I think Canadians go to the United States is what I meant to say.
Cool.
I think that's what it's talking about. Yeah, it does. Canadians often flock to the U.S. because of their lower prices and because they have a stronger Canadian dollar. Okay, subtle flex. I think a Canadian wrote this.
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay. Canadians have better money. After 2001, many were traveling for the deals across the border. Starting in 2008 and 2009, due to the parity of the Canadian dollar compared to the American dollar, several major Canadian retailers ran Black Friday deals on their own to discourage shoppers from leaving Canada. That's interesting because isn't Canada's Thanksgiving like a month earlier?
I have no idea.
You don't know? Why don't you?
No.
Why aren't you up to date on your Canadian holidays?
I don't know. Because I only know about stupid holidays.
I know. Yeah, that's true. I know Canadians do have their own Thanksgiving. I just don't. I feel like it's not in November.
Do they? I know they have their like own Independence
I got a hunch. Yeah, I've got a hunch that it's a different Thanksgiving as well. But yeah, regardless. Yeah, Canada started running their own Black Friday. The year 2012 saw the biggest Black Friday to date in Canada as Canadian retailers embraced in the attempt to keep shoppers from traveling across the border. Before the advent of Black Friday in Canada, the most comparable holiday was Boxing Day in terms of retailer impact and consumerism. Black Fridays in the U.S. seem...
What the hell is Boxing Day?
You don't know Boxing Day? Dude, I don't know why I just had a brain fart just
Yeah,
then.
what the hell happened to you?
Our British friends are not going to be happy with you. It's like a I think it might be European, but I know the only reason I know Boxing Day is because of like British people. I've heard them talk about it. It's like the day after Christmas is Boxing Day, which I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that is like the only comparable thing. Maybe it's because we have all this Christmas shit. Here's a bunch of deals on it. Like how in America after Valentine's Day, I almost said Halloween candy. Valentine's candy is like 75% off.
Same thing for Halloween.
That's true, but still. So it's just like another holiday for them.
Gotcha.
The United Kingdom. In the UK, the term Black Friday originated within the police. What the fuck is up with the police in this world? Everyone's just like, it's Black Friday.
So, the police came up with the term Black Friday, apparently.
Apparently, and it's like different police departments all over the world. They have their own Black Friday when, like, traffic gets high. It referred to the Friday before Christmas. Okay. It's a day when emergency...
That's confusing.
Yeah.
Well, hold on now. How can Black Friday... the Friday before Christmas? Or
yeah. That's how it originated in the United Kingdom.
Okay. But why is that of note?
Well, it's just kind of talking about how the term in the United Kingdom. Remember the convoluted story at the beginning of this Wikipedia article about the American Black Friday and the police and the origin? It's kind of doing its own mini version for the United Kingdom right now.
Well, I just mean, like, what about the Friday before Christmas would cause a lot of traffic?
Let me see. Is the day when emergency services activate contingency plans to cope with the increase in workload due to many people going out drinking on the last Friday before Christmas. Contingencies can include setting up mobile field hospitals near city center night spots. So it's like
Holy shit.
So you know how, like, especially during the 4th of July, like, there are a lot of injuries and shit, and like a lot of crazy
people
stuff
blowing
going
their
on.
hands off with fireworks.
They basically had such a bad drinking problem for the Friday before Christmas that they basically had to do their own thing.
Yeah.
And they called it Black Friday. Since the start of the 21st century, there have been attempts by retailers with origins in the United States, such as Amazon, to introduce a retail Black Friday into the United Kingdom.
So they don't have Black Friday? Well, they don't have Thanksgiving, so why the hell would they have Black Friday?
Well, in 2014, more UK... So, Amazon started it, and then it says... a subsidiary of Walmart, Asda, promoted the American concept of a retail Black Friday. And as years have progressed, in 2014, more UK-based retailers have adopted Black Friday. So it's basically on the rise over there.
So just the fourth Friday of November is just a thing for them now?
I guess so. I mean, I think, and I don't want to sound like I'm like just like talking up America, but I think since like a lot of major retailers have like a lot of American retailers have their grasp on like other countries, that I guess that term, or I guess the deals would carry over to those countries, or they want to introduce them so they can bring in more traffic.
I guess so.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how Black Friday... I was not expecting to be this confused about Black Friday.
Well, you know, it happens.
I think I'm going to talk about Mexico's Black Friday, maybe Romania, because that one's also short, and then we'll move on to the next tab. In Mexico,
Black Friday.
In Mexico, Black Friday was the inspiration for the government and retailing industry to create an annual weekend of discounts and extended credit terms. El Bien Fin, meaning the good weekend in Spanish. So that's their Black Friday. They don't have Black Friday. They have El Bien Fin, the good weekend. The good weekend has been in existence since 2011 and takes place on November and the weekend prior to the Monday in which the Mexican Revolution holiday is pushed from its original... What? This is so...
How much shit happens at the end of November?
A lot, apparently. It takes place on November in the weekend prior to the Monday in which the Mexican Revolution holiday is pushed from its original date of November 20th as a result of the measure taken by the government of pushing certain holidays to the Monday of their week in order to avoid the workers and students to make a larger weekend. On this weekend, major retailers extend their store hours and offer special promotions, including extending credit terms and price promotions. What is happening?
I didn't know, like, Christmas was that powerful. Like, reshape calendars. I didn't know it had godlike holiday reshaping abilities.
You remember during the French Revolution when they were like, we're going to do our own thing and make our own calendar? Santa Claus basically did that. He said, I'm tired of you all. I'm going to do it myself.
What? It's all about me, baby.
Okay, let's talk about Romania. Let's see how crazy this gets.
What the hell happened to them? On the last Tuesday of November, aliens came down to Romania, and they called that Black Tuesday. And the local Walmarts thought, hey, they run alien promotional ads, and they just want to call it Black Week, where they can sell tons of shit to Romanians. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what you said.
You're like fed up.
I'm fed up with this. This is ridiculous. I just thought it was a day when sales happened. I didn't think it was like, I don't know, some sort of conspiracy theory. It feels like. I am as confused as when you were reading me conspiracy theories.
I'm crying.
That's the truth.
My glasses are fogging up.
It's like, okay, first off, FDR's like, what up? We're moving Thanksgiving. Because we want Christmas to do better. And he's like, Philadelphia's like, what up? Black Friday. It's shitty. And then I guess when we started making deals. And then, okay, Canada, they got Boxer Day after Christmas. Boxing Day. And then they just decided to have Black Friday, if I'm understanding correctly.
Basically.
Because America was doing things.
Basically.
And then the UK, they don't have anything in November. So also kind of the same thing that happened to Canada. And then Mexico
Well, they
just
have
moved
some
its
things.
like one of its holidays.
Mexico is like, we're moving stuff around. Yeah, I'm very confused. Let's talk about Romania.
What up, Romania? What you
The
got
concept
going on?
was the concept was imported in Romania by EMAG and Flanco in 2011 and became bigger each year.
Hold on. What? What the hell are you talking about? Who? Flago? Is that what you said?
Flanco.
Flanco. Thank you.
it's an
That clears
it's an
everything up.
It's a Romanian electronics retailer.
Oh, okay. Forgive me for not knowing.
The two reported biggest Black Friday sales in 2014. EMAG, which it didn't have like a quick link to that, so I guess they've been like destroyed off the planet Earth.
They've been erased from human history.
EMAG sold products worth some 37 million euros. Is the euro that bad? Is the euro
No, I
inflated
think
that
that's-
much?
No. I think that's like a lot, though.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I mean, that they're selling products worth that much money,
I think
and people
total,
are buying it.
not
Okay,
like
I might
an
be an
individual
idiot.
item.
While Flanco sales total, oh yeah, the EMAG sold products worth some 37 million euros. See, that one sounds like it could be that
That
they were
sold,
selling
like, they sold a carton of eggs for
37 million euros.
yeah.
Flanco sales totaled 22 million euros. Hundreds of retailers
So
announced
that's
their
how
participation.
good the other one was doing. They sold a carton of eggs for that, while Flanco only made all that in a year.
Flanco made 22 million off of their electronics, but EMAG only one carton of eggs. That's why it's not. That's why it doesn't have a quick link. They're out of business because they sold their one carton of eggs that they had.
Yeah.
But they didn't need to sell another one.
I would also like to point out that this took place in 2014. I think that was the great. That should be renamed to the Great Black Friday Expansion. Because I've heard the year 2014 pop up a lot in
Black
terms
November.
of it getting pushed back in America, happening in the United Kingdom. I think Canada had something with that. I think Mexico was like 2011 or 2014, and now here
It's the-
2014.
It's so they start in Romania. They started 2011 they started Black Friday in 2011, but they reported the biggest Black Friday in 2014.
Okay, so 2011 was the expansion.
It's the 2010s. It's this most recent decade. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, Black Friday is nuts.
It's nuts.
Most hundreds of retailers announced their participation in the 2015 Romanian Black Friday campaign. In 2015, 11 million Romanians say they have heard about Black Friday, which is 73% of the 15 million people target segment.
Why not just say?
6.7.
Why not just say the percentage? No. Why are you giving me population statistics?
I don't know.
72% of
I don't
people in
know.
Romania know about Black Friday.
6.7 million plan on buying something on the biggest shopping event of the year in Romania. In Romania, Black Friday is 1 week before the U.S. Black Friday.
Why?
Probably because maybe they have something on that week, but it's probably there. I think that a lot of these other countries that are adopting it, it's because like these other business retailers, they see the American
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Yeah, but like,
And they're like,
why
let's do it.
not the same day?
Maybe they have something else. I don't know.
Maybe they don't.
I don't think the. I don't.
Maybe they're
I don't
just getting
think
the day
the.
wrong.
I don't think the world revolves around the American Black Friday.
I don't know. I'm kind of
Maybe
becoming
it
convinced
does.
of it.
Maybe it does.
The more you read about it, the more I'm convinced it does.
Maybe it does.
It's the Illuminati's
I'm-
doing.
I'm just. Yeah, that's what the Illuminati's been doing for a while. I'm just
Working on
skimming.
Black Friday.
I'm just skimming through everything, and like all the other countries, there's like Germany, France, Switzerland, and all of it, like, it starts anytime Black Friday is like mentioned, it has to do something with this decade. Yeah. 2010, 2011, 2014, stuff like that. 2012.
The big Black Friday expansion.
I'm just gonna go through. This is the list of other countries. It doesn't. So it's just talking about the little ones. I'm just gonna read off the years that I see.
Okay.
2010, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, 2015, 2017, 2016, 2016. So it's like it's all around the middle of this decade.
Yeah.
What happened? There was like one big thing that happened. Okay. Let's get to it. Violence and chaos. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
We went Black Friday shopping last year. We were hoping while we were running. Late? I don't think so. Remember, we were up at like 5 a.m.
But I guess so, yeah.
It was early. We were up very early.
Yeah, I was very tired.
Yeah, I remember that. I was so tired that I accidentally wrecked into my brother's car. Remember that? Remember when I tore off my front bumper? That was on Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
But we went to Black Friday. This was when we, before we did the rebrand From Our Perspective, we wanted to see if we could get any cool Black Friday stories for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was disappointing. It really was.
Everything was very cordial.
It was. There was no the craziest thing. The craziest thing was there was like a line outside of Best Buy, but when we got in, it wasn't like crazy. It was just.
It was like just people were shopping.
Shopping, yeah. There were like a lot of people, but it wasn't like everyone at the door. Get ready to stab the nearest person so you can get your half off TV.
Maybe it's exaggerated.
It might be. Let's see, because it's got some stories on this article.
Okay.
2008, a crowd of approximately 2,000 people, 2,000 shoppers in Valley Stream, New York, waited outside for the 5 a.m. opening of the local Walmart. I got choked up.
It's very
touching. As opening time approached, the crowd grew anxious, and when the doors were open, the crowd was pushed forward, breaking the door down, and the 34-year-old employee was trampled to death. You seem very lax about that.
No, that's
you were like maybe
horrible.
it's all a. You're like maybe it's all a hoax, and I mentioned that someone just died, and you were like, eh.
No, I mean that's horrible.
The shoppers didn't. This is like out of like a horror movie or like a Stephen King novel. The shoppers did not appear to be concerned with the victim's fate.
They're like whatever.
Expressing refusal to halt their stampede when the other employees attempted to intervene and help the injured employee. Complaining that they had been waiting in the cold and were not willing to wait any longer. Shoppers had begun... I feel like you could literally arrest every single of those 2,000 people for manslaughter.
Yeah, what the hell?
Or like...
I'm really cold and I want to get deals. I'm going to let this man die.
So I'm going to let this person die. Shoppers had begun assembling as early as 9 p.m. the evening before. That's their fault. That is their fault.
They're idiots.
Even when the police arrived... Even when the police arrived and attempted to render aid to the injured man, shoppers continued to pour in, shoving and pushing the officers as they made their way into the store. Several other people... Yeah. Several other people incurred minor injuries, including a pregnant woman who had to be taken to the hospital. The incident may be the first case of a death occurring during Black Friday sales. And you notice how it was in the 2000s. The 2000s is when Black Friday got crazy.
Oh, that's when that was before the expansion into other countries.
Holy... On the same day, 2 people were fatally shot during an altercation at a Toys R Us.
Oh my god.
Imagine, you're 12 years old, Sam. You specifically. You go to a Toys R Us, you're looking for the latest Star Wars figurine. Or Pokemon.
I want some Legos.
Or some Legos or something. Pokemon cards.
and a
anything like
gunfight
that.
breaks out in the Toys R Us.
You pick up the last set of Pokemon cards, and a father stops you, and he's like, "Hey, that is for my kid." And then someone else comes up and it's like, "No, that's for my kid." And then a gunfight breaks out right in front of your 12-year-old eyes.
I'd run away with the pack.
Let's talk about 2010. Or wait, let's get to... Oh, it skips over. See, surprisingly, 2014 doesn't have like an injury or chaos thing.
It's because nobody went, apparently.
Yeah. We'll talk about 2010 and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
During Black Friday 2010, a Madison, Wisconsin woman was arrested outside of a Toys R Us store after cutting in line and threatening to shoot other shoppers who tried to object. "I will shoot you."
Parents are crazy.
A Toys for Tots volunteer in Georgia was stabbed by a shoplifter. An Indianapolis woman was arrested after causing a disturbance by arguing with other Walmart shoppers. She had been asked to leave the store but refused. That's not that bad.
No, that could happen any day.
A Florida man was arrested in a Walmart on a drug and weapon charge after other shoppers waiting in line for the store to open noticed that he was carrying a handgun, and they reported the matter to the police. He was discovered to also be carrying 2 knives and a pepper spray grenade.
He was ready, I guess.
He was waiting to get those deals. A man in Buffalo, New York was trampled again. Was trampled when the doors opened at a Target store and unruly shoppers rushed in an episode reminiscent to the deadly 2008 Walmart stampede.
Okay,
so I guess
hold on.
why are people
Why
in
are
specifically
people that crazy?
Well, specifically New York, because those are the two that like resulted in someone getting trampled. I don't know. There's like a lot of other.
Worth it?
There's like a lot of other ones that are talking
worth
about the
dead
Black
man?
Friday. I guess so.
Apparently. It really shows your mob mentality.
It really does. In 2012, this is a short one. In 2012, on Black Friday, 2 people were shot outside of a Walmart in Tallahassee during a dispute over a parking space. It's not even the deals anymore.
Yeah, they're just hurting each other.
It's like these people
angry.
go out, and it's like Walmart. It's all centered around Walmart and Toys R Us. Maybe that's why Toys R Us closed down. So many people were getting shot.
Yeah, it's not even they were like low on sales. They were like, we don't want anyone else to get hurt.
No one else
humanity, we're going to close down.
The CEO, Jeffrey Giraffe, steps up in his business suit and he says,
straightens his papers before he starts his speech.
Straightens his papers.
It's come to my attention that...
It has come to my attention that in the previous years, Black Friday has resulted in, and he looks down at the papers, 20,000 deaths in America alone. Just from the Toys R Us. We have decided to close down every location so we no longer injure the American population.
We are sorry.
Jesus. That went from, like, really convoluted to deadly.
Yeah.
Went from, like, convoluted and confusing to, like, people dying. This is a weird episode.
A little bit.
Luckily, it's Cyber Monday, so unless you're going to get trampled by your computer somehow, you should be safe to just,
AI,
like...
they're getting advanced.
Yeah.
I could get trampled at home on Cyber
for free.
Monday. Why hassle going out to get trampled when I could just have my robot trample me?
That sounds like an SNL sketch premise. I can just see like Bill Hader doing it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Fred Armisen.
I was thinking of
anyway.
I was thinking of him.
Yeah, he's like he was like the first one in recent years that came to mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Today's not just Cyber Monday, though.
It's not just Cyber Monday. What else is it?
It's also Business of Popping Corn Day.
Wait, you forgot the day in history.
Well, I'll get to that then. I'll flip one today.
Well,
actually, you know
it's a special one.
You know the holiday, but now you got to hold on.
Now you got to hold on to hear about it.
Well, the problem is I looked up the holiday first, so that was the first tab that was open.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Today in history. December 2nd, 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte is crowned Emperor of France in Paris.
Congratulations, Napoleon. Let's give it up to Napoleon.
Let's give it up for Napoleon.
Congratulations.
Almost conqueror of Europe.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
Did pretty good.
The whole conquering thing. And then he got absolutely demolished. And then he did not so good anymore.
Well, he sold us some land. That was another thing.
Yeah, I mean, he was he was so influential. And, everyone likes to make fun of Napoleon. He was short and everything. First of all, he was average height, if not above average height for the man in that year. But he was so influential that there is a time in the European history that is named after him.
Yeah.
The Napoleonic Wars. So you can call him short and whatever and spread misinformation all you want. And, say that I might be wrong for saying that he's an influential man.
Well, he is influential,
but not in a good way. He's infamous.
Yeah.
Little known fact about Napoleon. Little known fact, not a lot of people know this. He actually, the reason people thought he was so short was because he thought it was funny to walk on his knees.
Uh-huh.
That was part of his tactics as well.
Yeah, because then he could spring up to full height, and you're like, whoa.
And his full height was actually 6 feet
10
tall.
10 feet.
Oh. Okay. That's terrifying.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It's me, Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm 10 feet tall. But yeah.
That's not entirely true.
I mean, you don't know.
But here's something that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Napoleon Bonaparte did meet Bugs Bunny. That's
no way.
That
no way.
That cartoon short is actually a documentary.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the old times, everything was a drawing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny was that old? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, he was around for a long time.
Rabbits used to live for a very long time.
Yeah. He's still alive, right?
Well, they actually replaced Bugs Bunny with his nephew Rugs Bunny, but he kind of changed his name after his uncle died.
Yeah.
He will also live for a couple.
Reasons.
Yeah, for marketing reasons. Rugs Bunny will also live for a couple centuries as well.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens then.
We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be his nephew Tugs Bunny who's next in line. Anyway, tell us about that holiday. I already forgot what the name of it was.
Well, the holiday today is Business of Popping Corn Day.
Now, why is it a business?
I don't know exactly.
See, I liked popped corn. It's one of my favorite ways to eat corn.
Yeah.
But why do I have to make a whole business ordeal about it?
In the 19th century, most people made popcorn by holding long-handled wire boxes filled with kernels over fires. This was effective for home consumption, but something else was needed to make popcorn commercially. The problem was solved by Charles Creters, who built the first commercial popcorn machine.
Are you telling me it wasn't Orville Redenbacher?
No.
On
today's date in 1885, and his machine soon made it practical for people to get it into the business of popping corn.
Okay.
So he made those.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I feel like a better name for the day would be Commercial Popcorn Day.
Well, I feel like then that would because if you were to read that instead, I would.
You would think it'd be about commercials,
commercials about popped corn.
Yeah. How to observe
I just think this is a very odd day to name, to give a name for.
Yeah, it is a weird name, and it's also Cyber Monday, so maybe you could order some popcorn online.
There's online shopping.
Yeah.
I don't know if the online shopping gives you deals on groceries, but
I don't know.
Who cares?
Here are a few popcorn related ideas to get you celebrating the day. Eat some popcorn made in a commercial machine. Making it in the microwave or with an air popper will not do. You should
Oh
eat
my
it
God.
from a machine similar to Cretter's, if not from a Cretter's machine itself.
So are
Buy
those like
a
the
popcorn machine.
are those the ones that like you know how like the rich kids, they always had like a popcorn machine in their basement or something, and they would make popcorn.
I don't know. I think it's like the ones at like carnivals and like movie theaters.
Yeah, probably. I had like a couple of people who were like wealthy that I used to be friends with, and they had like popcorn machines in their basement. It was always in their basement. It was never like anywhere else. They weren't proud of it. They hid it away.
You're not proud of your popcorn machine.
And it's like they never used it, so like why even have it? But you know, they're rich.
Why not buy it?
Why not buy it?
What else am I gonna do with my money? Donate it to charity?
Donate it to charity, go shopping on Black Friday and get trampled. Psh,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe I might do that. Anyway,
This has been From Our Perspective. Thank you all for listening. If you got any friends who would like to listen, tell them about
Share
us. Share it. Spread the word. Spread us like a virus.
spread us like Black Friday across the nations of the world.
Yeah. Started out, maybe a couple of people will be listening, and then like other people start listening, and it's like word of mouth. It really does work effectively. So spread it. Also, if you have any topics that you'd like us to talk about, let us know, and within reason, we will talk about it. Other than that, we do have social media, so you can follow us on those places. Pretty much all the social media platforms, or at least the most important ones. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at FOP_pod, and on Facebook at From Our Perspective. We post a lot of, sometimes we post like updates and little trailer clips for the episodes and stuff like that. We're also pretty much anywhere podcasts are found: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube. Thank you all for listening. Other than that, podcast goes out every Monday, and we will see you next Monday. I've been Trace.
And I've been Sam.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo.